Welcome to Forsyth Business Radio, where local business meets community connection. Broadcasting from beautiful Cumming, Georgia, I am your host, Amanda Pierce. Today, we're stepping into the minds of the next generation, bright and wise beyond their years. I had the incredible opportunity to sit down with three young men from South Forsyth Middle School, home of the Eagles. This was a part of their problem-based learning program in Miss Erin Knight's class. Our conversation was centered around simple yet profound topics. What unfolded was nothing short of inspiring. These students offered reflections that were thoughtful, insightful, and quite honestly, beyond what many adults might articulate. It's a reminder that wisdom is not reserved for age. It's cultivated through curiosity, experience, and the right environment. So take a listen and perhaps take a moment to reflect on your own answer to the question. And let's celebrate these young minds together. All right, and welcome in, folks. Today is a very exciting and special day here at the Forsyth County studio. We have got a 6th grade class from South Forsyth Middle School in the house, and I am very excited to introduce Nicholas, Henry, and Camp. They are here escorted by their teacher, Erin Knight, who is an experienced educator, and she leads a really robust class over there because I met these gentlemen via a cold call when they reached out to me for a project that they are doing. So it's with great pleasure and honor that I introduce these three gentlemen who are 6th graders at South Forsyth Middle School.
All right, my name's Henry. I'm from South Forsyth Middle School. I'm a 6th grader, and I like to play baseball.
My name is Campbell Reeder, and I'm a 6th grader at South Forsyth Middle School, and I like to play baseball and football.
My name's Nicholas, and I'm a 6th grader at South Forsyth Middle School, and I love to play soccer.
My name is Erin Knight, and I am the proud teacher of these three boys.
And their fearless leader, welcome, Erin Knight.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be here.
I am a proud aunt, but I do not have any children. So kind of set the stage for us, Erin, as far as what's going on in the world of middle school these days and kind of how we came to this point with this project that you have in your class.
So we're lucky that our principal saw a need for developing those critical thinking skills. So we are doing 2 problem-based learning experiences this year. The second one, which was very meaningful to us, was a service project for CHOA. So that's where you met these fine gentlemen.
Okay, and Q, for our listeners who are not here in the Atlanta or the Georgia area, CHOA is the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. And these 3 students are doing a project, and I'm going to let them jump in because they're very excited. For those of you who can't see, they have their drawings, their note cards, their projects, and I'm excited to share that with you. So Nicholas, you're the one that started the engine. I'm going to let you take the first drive.
All right. So when we were first invited into this mission, we had no idea how important this opportunity was. A bunch of middle schoolers like us sounded crazy to make a difference like this, but we did. Over 200 children are in Arthur M. Bank Hospital as we speak. It really isn't fair that not a lot of people notice that. And the more we worked, the more we realized that. Day after day, calls after calls, letters after letters, our school raised 336 donations plus $1,000 from checks from businesses that we called. We can all relate that we took place in an important job to at least help one kid. But instead, we helped 336. We hope to keep this act going throughout more schools and businesses to help these children.
That's outstanding. And was your class responsible for all 300 and some odd?
No, we all worked together with all our IS teachers around the whole middle school.
Tell me what your enthusiasm behind this mission is, because while you were reading that, I could feel your passion. And unless you just woke up one day or had some maybe previous experience with illness or someone at CHOA, I don't know that you just instantly have that passion. So share your passion behind this mission with me.
Well, if I'm being completely honest, at first I had no passion for what I feel now. before it was more like, oh, okay, it's a project that we have to work together. All right, just another test for like school. But the more we got into it, is the more I felt the need to really help, because those kids are literally just like us. They have the same attitude, but as we speak, some kids want to be in school right now. And we get to be in school right now, but they can't. So it really hit me to realize that we're working just for them.
That's beautiful. I'd love for each of you to share your experience. We're going to come back to you, Nick, okay? Camp.
So for my experience, what this meant to me is it was a really cool opportunity to find a way to help kids in school while like also making an easily impact. With the donations from families and donations from businesses, it made it really easy to get more like care packages for kids in need, and it just helped like the overall project. So the families really did an important role.
Tell me about the care packages.
So for the care packages, we did big, medium, small, and like extra small packages. These packages had like game boards and like stuff from ages like 2 to 16 for kids in the hospital. So when they walked out of their time in the hospital, we could hand them a donation, and it would just like excite them or like make them feel better about being in the hospital and that it is okay.
That's so nice, because I'm sure we can all relate to that feeling of excitement or joy from something so simple like you provided in those care packages.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing that you put in there?
My favorite thing was probably board games, or I kind of want to say like Squishamallows.
Okay.
Because those like are easily can relieve stress and anxiety, and the board games give like kids something to do, and board games can be played through all ages.
Interactive, you're right. What kind of board games are people playing these days? Scrabble, does that still exist? Sorry.
Yeah.
Trouble?
Sorry. Monopoly.
Okay, Monopoly.
There's like a couple like new games. I forget their names.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'll have to brush up on it.
Yeah.
Okay, and lastly?
I think my favorite part about doing this project was knowing that it wasn't just all about me. It was like all of us together, in all of the kids in the IS classes and all the periods in our school. We all worked together to be able to do something like this. So it wasn't just like it wasn't I or me, it was we. Like we all did it together, and that's how everything happened. I think probably one of the other favorite parts that I had about it was calling all the businesses. I did a lot of calls, and I think I called 10 businesses, and a lot of them said yes, and then just never ended up following up on me when I sent them an email. I wanted to stay on Legos because I feel like any type of person, any age, you can really enjoy it no matter what.
Yeah.
And there's no need to be too old to play with Legos. I mean, me and my dad and my mom, we still do it all together. We still build them. And I feel like any person would love those. And so that's why I started calling multiple like toy businesses, because I didn't want them to be the only ones. I wanted them to have something that they all can enjoy.
I love that. If I may revisit the cold call experience, and thank you all for sharing your enthusiasm. It is so refreshing to see how this mission has impacted each of you authentically. And I love what you said towards the end. One of your favorite parts was that it was making a collective impact. Are you guys familiar with that term?
Yes, ma'am.
That's exactly what you're doing. You're making a collective impact. And the way that you are excited about doing so will get others excited about your mission too. So maintain your enthusiasm. Going back to the cold calling experience, I'm going to share a little bit of my tenure with you, and within that is a sales role or two. So back in the day, and I'm talking the 90s, guys, cold calling, you'd get a printed out list, and you'd do exactly what you guys did. You'd go down the list with a script or a mission, and you'd make the calls. And you'd experience the no, yes, maybe, I'll email you back, psych. And, it's a perpetual cycle. So I would like to understand truly what your experience and your feelings were in that. Because as an almost 40-year-old woman, to this day, receiving no after no doesn't feel good. So you guys are out there and you are moving and shaking at your age, acquiring skills that I didn't until I was in college. And I'd like to know what that feels like.
If I'm being really for real,
I want you to be for real. And you can talk about how you and I met too, because I was sassy with you. I thought you were just somebody everybody calls me for money, dude. Here's another guy calling me for money. And I could tell you were on script. What did I say to you?
You said stop reading your script.
Stop reading your script and talk to me.
It was really surprising, but right when I heard you say that, it kind of made me feel like, okay, she knows where I'm going with this. Because me and Henry have got a lot of no's, but it didn't put us down because we knew that we're going to get there someday. We're going to get there no matter how hard we try. And right when we found you is where we just felt a really big spark, knowing that, all right, we can get somewhere with this. Mm-hmm. And we just kept on going. We were patient, and we just kept on having that same hype.
Perseverance is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
All right. Next cold caller, please.
So I learned that how easy it is for a bunch of people to make an impact on the community. With a bunch of people and calling, eventually we got a big donation. It was from the rock quarry, I believe, and they donated $500, which really helped us get more donations in total. And it was really with a bunch of people helping, especially the families. We were able to raise over $1,000 in donations, and we're working with CHOA to find the best use for this money.
That's congratulations to you. If I had a hat on, I would tip it to you. All righty. The cold calling experience.
Yeah, so cold calling, I didn't really understand at first. I was kind of bored. I didn't really think that this would go far. But once I got the part that I wanted to do, which was calling, I realized there was so much more and how businesses in our community and people in our community can help, and they are very helpful when there's a problem and somebody tries to find a way to fix the problem. It just felt how people can just be so nice in the ways that they want to donate to a cause that can grow really big, and I hope that even after the school might have finished doing this project, that we as a class and maybe as the rest of our school can continue doing it.
Well, the great news is now that you have had the experience of kind of getting into the inner workings of the community, you will find as you continue to grow that a lot of the world revolves around relationship building. And relationship building then leads to business. And you guys have already done some of the legwork in planting the seeds. So we're sitting here in a studio, and it's kind of cool, and we're on microphones, and that's fun. But I consider myself a farmer and a baseball player all day, every day. 2 ballers here. I can't really play baseball. Let me give you the analogy. So all day I'm pitching business, and I'm either striking out or I'm hitting a home run. But either way, I'm pitching business, okay? And also, like a farmer, I'm planting seeds, just like you guys did with this mission and within the community. The seeds might not grow today, but you continue to water them. Your crops might be 4, 5, 10 years from now, but until you plant that seed, you won't yield the fruit. So you guys are already in the fields planting the seeds. So a futuristic question, and then I want to give you guys the opportunity to share anything else that you want. What do you see yourself doing? You're in 6th grade. You have your whole lives ahead of you, whole lives. What do you see yourself doing as a senior in high school, or if you can even imagine beyond?
Personally, I would like to play baseball or get on a high school team as a center fielder. And I would like to study like what it means to be like a CEO or entrepreneurship.
When I'm older, whether it's sports or business, I honestly see myself at the top. Like, I feel like that I will have perseverance, whatever I'm doing, because whatever I want to do in like a job, I think I'll keep on going with it until I find like a passion.
Okay. So until you find a passion, right now you're already passionate about philanthropy. Are you familiar with that word?
No.
It's kind of nonprofits, giving back. You guys are working on a philanthropic project right now. It's where you're not getting any reward dollar-wise. It's all going to a good cause.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
To help kids.
And also, you have got a dynamite spirit in calling and orchestrating things like where you're seated today.
Yes, ma'am.
I see myself maybe being a business person. I hope that through high school I learn more about marketing and business and how to promote things. Maybe I won't be a CEO, but hopefully I can work with CEOs in order to make their products more successful. I also hope that I will make a high school sports team and be able to be seen by a college or something. I also hope that one day maybe I can work in ROTC and just try and make it to West Point as a college and just keep working until I can get there.
That's very exciting to hear what you guys have on the horizon, and I look forward to staying in touch with you and following your success to see where you guys do land in 5 or 6 years. And if I can help you in any way, you have now made a friend in me. But being that we did come here with a specific mission, and I want to make sure that we gain some traction and give legs to what you guys have been working so hard on, I'm going to open up the floor to allow you to share anything else that's pertinent, important, or anything that's on your heart that you'd like to share with our listeners.
We're so grateful for this opportunity because this lets us reach more people in the community and can overall get like more donations to help more kids.
If nobody actually knows kind of what problem-based learning or a PBL is, it's a method for teachers to use and schools use where students learn by tackling different obstacles and problems in our community. And they use foster critical thinking skills and problem solving so that they can learn maybe when there's something worse in the community that they need help with later on in life that they can solve it by themselves.
One of our major donations was when my friend Chase Crucifix, he put a donation box in the recreation center, which is like a basketball center. And this kept filling up with donations from families, like recognizing that what this project was about. And it gained, I don't know the exact number of donations it gained, but it just kept filling up each weekend. It was really cool to see how much we got from him.
That's a really good point, and thank you for bringing that up, that no amount is too small to contribute. What are some other on-the-ground initiatives that have proven successful to drum up funds for you guys?
So Miss Knight gave us a script for emailing businesses and sending letters to businesses. And the way that we got the money from the Marietta Rock Quarry, the $500, is that some girl, when she was editing the script, sent it to the rock quarry, and they found the letter, and that's how they got the money.
I don't think anything happens by accident.
Funny story. So when the rock quarry, we sent the message out, they responded first, and then they didn't respond for like a month. And I thought they had completely just like ditched us kind of. But last Friday, we did an assembly with CHOA, with Hope and Will, as like they came to our school. And they came up and did like a big thing of $500 donation to our school at the assembly. Yeah, it was really cool.
Exciting.
I just really want to put out there that this mission really is like can never be done. I feel like that this mission will always be out there no matter who wants to do it, no matter who you are. You can always donate, even to your own local hospital, children's hospital, because a lot of kids, not just from Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, also need help. And I feel like spreading this word here on radio today should really tell everybody that no matter where you are, you can start your own mission, to start your own act, and to be straight on where you want to help people. No matter if it's hospitals or just donation, homeless, it doesn't matter, because helping people is really what you really want to do now, because this generation has been kind of struggling with stuff like that. So I think it's very important that I should put that out there for people to start their own act.
Future leaders of America, I am sitting in front of. I am so excited to have spent some time with you today, and I'm thankful to be involved in some small way.
I just want everybody to know that no matter where you are, kind of what like Nicholas said, you can always be helpful. And maybe it's not about just donating to your local hospital. Maybe it's about when you're sitting at home and you see something like donating to, I think there's something called like Team Rubicon. Isn't that a thing? It's like a national disaster help team. Maybe you go over there and help them out, or maybe you donate to another fundraiser. Maybe you donate to, what Camp said. He just said the Red Cross. Those are all great places to donate to, because they all help people that are in need of help. So I feel like no matter who you are, no matter what you do, no matter what your job is, you can always just be helpful to the community. And there's a Bible verse that I remember. I don't remember the exact Bible verse, but it's the rich people are lining up and they're donating to the Church of God, and then a poor widow comes and donates, and the rich people donate a lot of money, and then the poor widow comes up and donates all she have. And Jesus says to his disciples that it's not just the poor widow has donated more than the rich person, even though maybe she didn't donate the same amount of coins, that she donated more from her heart. She donated all she had, not just like all she wanted to.
That's a beautiful analogy.
Yeah, it's such a big opportunity to be on this. One, it's like just really cool to be on a podcast. Two, it helps us like reach a lot more businesses, getting more donations hopefully, and helping more kids out. And again, we're working with CHOA to find the best use for this money. But personally, I believe that it's going to go to buying more toys or donating the money directly to CHOA to help them like upgrade their stuff at a like certain point. And yeah, just help more kids out.
I love that you are a forward thinker.
I mean, just like Cam said, it's great to be on podcasts, because not every day is sixth graders going to get handed a microphone and start talking and getting donations for over 200 children. And it's really crazy to think how just our little actions can affect this big opportunity we have, because it's just very powerful with how little words, or no matter who you are, you can just make a difference.
Are you familiar with the term ripple effect?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what we're doing. No? Okay, so picture like a lake.
Like the domino
you throw a stone in the lake and it splashes, and then the ripples.
Oh, yeah.
But they get smaller and smaller as they go out, but they cascade all the way to the bank, even if it's just a little. So the ripple effect you throw in, it's making a splash, and the waves carry on. I want to ask you guys some fun questions, because I feel like we've been in like the business crunch. You guys, I don't know if it's just your age or your ADHD like me, but I can't sit still either. So I was recently asked this question on a podcast, and you can take it whatever way you want, spiritually, literally, but I'm curious what you're thinking. The question is, what brings you life? And this is to you first, Henry, because you are a wise man.
I think bringing life to me is being with my God and also being with my friends. Because there's no hope in life if you don't have friends like Camp and Nicholas, who they always are behind me and they always back me up. Maybe when I'm hurting or maybe when I need help with something, they're always there. And I feel like my friends, maybe they're not here today. Maybe they're back at school right now, but they're always there. And I think bringing life is my coaches for baseball and my coaches for basketball, because they're always there when I need help, and they're always there when I need support. And the kids on my baseball team, maybe if I strike out or maybe if I hit a ground out to the second baseman or something, they're always there and they're always in the dugout and they always back me up after I get out. And I think being with my church group at church, I think that's always just, they're always there and we always have fun. And when we go to small group, we're always talking about ways we can be better. And at our church, we're actually doing something to help raise money for churches, and we're building churches for other people that have to go outside on a tent every Sunday morning, and they don't have a building like the building we work in, that has multiple small rooms that small groups go into, and then they have big rooms for big group where we sing songs and we do prayers.
What church do you go to?
North Point Community Church.
Very nice. What brings you life?
Something that brings me life is when coaches or like teachers, they kind of like help me out, which like is very, like I'm very grateful for that. But it also gives me like a drive to like know I can do something, and with this I can achieve more overall life goals. And back to what Henry said with the church, I go to Brownsbridge, and at this church, like, we are able to talk about what is, like, hurting us or, like, what is, like, with us that is nerve-wracking, and we're able to tell it to them, and they can, like, understand and help us get through it. And it's, our churches, North Point and Brownsbridge, are really cool communities because of the songs we praise. And praise we do. And for the churches that we're raising money for, I'm pretty sure it's Decula Church, and we're just building them like a bigger church so they can like experience what we do every day or every Sunday. And yeah, it's like what gives me drive is coaches and teachers and small group leaders, and they just like help me know I can do something.
What brings me life is actually like the tough times, because the tough times really teaches you a lesson afterwards. Like, let's just say you're going through a really hard time. You start to develop happiness. You start to realize the lesson that you're getting put on. And right when you realize that lesson, you look back and realize what the lesson were the whole day. I mean, you can revisit your tough times, but you can never really go back. So no matter how hard life tackles you down, it's even harder to get back up.
You know, I think that the fact that you guys are all very involved in sports is serving you well with the parallels in life. Something that you've said numerous times, Nicholas, and I wrote down perseverance and endurance. You guys are talking about the race of life as though you have 20 years more than you do in life. And that's astonishing to me and so just refreshing. Keeping along with the theme here, I have two more questions for you and then I'll cut you loose. Unless we want to play hooky all day. That's up to this night. Okay, so this is something fun that I ask my business podcasters because sometimes in conversation it gets a little bit dry. So, what's your favorite Mexican restaurant? Mine's Pepe's.
It's Tequila Fiesta.
Okay, Tequila
or,
Fiesta.
Or Los Hermanos.
Okay,
Los Hermanos.
let's pretend we're eating lunch at Los Hermanos. Okay, and I'm feeling like I want like all the appetizers. So I got us guacamole, cheese dip, and we got the salsa. What are you dipping your chip in first?
Cheese dip.
Yeah, cheese dip.
Everybody queso? Henry?
I don't know. I'll probably like dip each side in each sauce.
Wait a minute. That doesn't answer the question. What corner of the chip is going in what dip first?
Probably cheese dip.
All right. We are all team queso.
Yes.
Okay. So when we go share queso, there's no double dipping.
No.
There's a push-up penalty for double dipping. Yes, push-ups. Okay. You guys, again, wise beyond your years. You talked about things like being generous with your time, treasure, and talents. And that is what you are doing, not only with your efforts for CHOA, but also with your time here, sharing your experience with our listeners. And that is to you as well, Miss Knight. Thank you for sharing this impact project with me, our community, and for inspiring the spark of change within these young minds. I'd like to bring you into the conversation. If you'd like anything to add or to share, go ahead, Miss Knight.
Okay. Well, I'm just so grateful that we were able to do this project. I mean, you can see what it's done for these boys and for the rest of our students in 6th grade. It took on a life that we could not imagine. They just really did an amazing job with it, and we're so grateful that we were allowed to do it.
I have a quote from Miss Knight. It's "Many hands make light work." This quote like showed how there's many families out there, and even if they like donated a small amount, we still raised over $1,000 in donations for kids. And it's really cool how this this quote got shown in our school, like with many people contributing and making a big impact overall.
All right, last question for you. Thank you for indulging with me. I want you to talk to your future self. And then I'm going to ask you to listen to this podcast when you turn that age. So let's pick an age. What do you want to say, 18?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you, Nicholas, to talk to 18-year-old Nicholas, okay? And say a message. It's going to be fun. We'll put it in a time machine. That's what they used to do when I was young.
Nicholas, I just want to say that I might be young, but I know that you're still going to be acting the same way. So I just want you to know that when you're around girls, just act older, all right? And
You goofball.
stay off of screen time, work on what you want, and try to keep on chasing your goal. And even if life gets tough and hard, just keep on getting back up, because it's not going to be easy. It's not what life is. Not going to be all sunshine and rainbows, like Rocky said. It's not going to be everything that you want it to be. So you should know that by now. And I really hope that you are having a positive life. And yeah, so I'll see you when I'm 18, I guess.
Very nice.
One of my favorite quotes is, "Evil can only succeed when good men do nothing," which as in my future self, if you don't do anything, eventually the evil can catch up to you and bring you down. So keep driving and do what you were made to do.
Amen.
Henry, I want you to know that you better be on that baseball team for Lambert High School. You better be starting catcher. I hope that you aren't failing any classes.
Probably.
Me too.
And that you are still serving God, and that you are I'm hoping that I am not in trouble with anything, and that I'm not doing stupid things.
I can't wait for you to listen to these in the years to come. Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for sharing your mission. Thank you for sharing your time, treasure, and talents with me and our listeners. Miss Knight, thank you for organizing this, and thank you for continuing to spark change within the youth today.
We are so grateful that you gave us this opportunity, Amanda. Thank you.
Let's give a shout out to the principal.
Yes.
Oh, I don't even know your principal's name.
Miss Tuck.
Liz Tuck.
Liz Tuck. All right. I participated in Principal for a Day, and I was at Otwell Middle School this past year. Maybe I can come to your school next year.
Oh, yeah.
That'd
That
be
would
really
be
cool.
fun. All right. Well, for those of you out there listening who would like to get involved, we will include all of that information on the show notes so that you can reach out and also help with this collective impact. For our guests today, Nicholas, Henry, Camp, and Miss Knight, I am your host, Amanda Pierce, and this is Forsyth Business Radio. This segment is listener and community partner funded. Special thanks to the Krause family and a special 4th grade student who supports podcasting.
I'm Avery, and I live in Boyce, Virginia. I heard you guys are going to learn about podcasts. I would like to sponsor you. I hope you guys have fun.
If you're interested in learning more about podcasting, community partnerships, guest appearances, or sponsorships available, connect with Amanda at amandapierch.com.